everybody, what is going on, you guys? And welcome back here to another live stream here for today. We are finally back here from our trip, my friends. We ended up taking a day yesterday to stop at a hotel somewhere in eastern Tennessee. Then we decided to, basically just take it a night. But then obviously today we picked up on our trip. We decided to drive the rest of it here for today. But we are finally back. It was a long haul. Probably about, I'd say at least 16 hours of driving, which is absolutely crazy here. So, first of all, I want to go ahead and say a big thanks goes to Megan for supporting the channel. First of all, I was going to move on back here. I want to go ahead and say, Megan, thank you so much for supporting the channel on the memberships as well as that donation of the Cute Fox again. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. And now I'm seeing Proxy. What's up, Proxy? With 100... Are you serious? Proxy. Absolute legend. Goes to this person here. Proxy, thank you so much for all that you've done. Greatly appreciated. Saying, welcome back, Andrew. Looking forward to thoughts. Winter forecast from the best meteorology biz. Well, obviously, thank you so much. Greatly appreciated there, Proxy. Everyone, please give Moo and Proxy a big old shout out here. It's greatly appreciated. You guys absolutely rock. So, let's go ahead and talk about the weather, okay? So we have a bit of stuff that we do need to touch up on. Now, luckily, there is some good news. Since we've been gone, since I've been all the way down here in Florida for the last 2 weeks or so, there is some good news. We actually didn't really have too much craziness in the weather go on. We did have a little severe weather event that popped off here, in which, obviously that is... that's kind of unfortunate that we weren't able to cover, but honestly, it could have been a lot worse. And I'm definitely glad the way that the weather did turn out while the time I was gone. Although, there is something that's really interesting, which is actually kicking off here right now. If we take a look here towards, like, Wisconsin, I mean, if you look at this right now, earlier today, there's actually been tons and tons of reports here of snowfall that has actually occurred here. Let's go and see Proxy gifted 10 memberships. And of course, you actually gave a membership to my mom. I just now seen. Well, obviously, there you go, guys. Once again, big thanks goes to Proxy. Thank you so much for the super chat and obviously the memberships. Greatly appreciated, guys. Give Proxy a big old thanks for that. It is seriously very generous of you. Big thanks. And so, obviously, congratulations to the people who got into the memberships. Obviously, very much. Congratulations goes to you guys for that. So, but like I was telling you guys, like I was saying, we are actually seeing, there was a bit of snow that was actually falling across portions here of like Wisconsin, kind of towards like the Wassaw area. We did see a little bit of snowfall this morning. And actually, there was a little bit of accumulations according to the 24-hour snowfall accumulation analysis, which we are going to look at here really quickly. So, switching on over here, guys, to my other screen. This is from the last 24 hours. This was updated here at 7 o'clock a.m. So obviously this is a little bit out of date. Or sorry, 7 p.m. now. We just now got an update. Okay, so we're relatively fresh right off the press here. Within the last 2 hours, we've seen, I mean, some areas actually possibly getting up into that 5-inch range or something like that. It was something around that. Once again, this is observed. This is obviously, or Snowfall estimates of what was expected to have happened. Now, for the most part, across a lot of these areas, the thing is that the temperatures on the ground are, even though you might have broken freezing whenever it was snowing, the thing is that the temperatures on the surface, obviously the ground temperature is very warm still. We haven't seen many days of freezing so far across some of these areas, but that is a changing factor. We are going to be talking about that here in a minute. We have a lot of stuff to actually talk about here. So, but once again, big thank you goes to Proxy. You're an absolute legend. Thank you so much for that. Anyways, let's go ahead and see here. Megan, with another one. Thank you, Megan. Thank you so much for that. You guys are obviously super generous. I have the best community on YouTube. By far, you guys are the best. You guys absolutely rock here. So, let's go and see here. Pat says, hi, Andrew. Looks like things are going to get crazy. Well, I tell you what, we are definitely on a turning point in regarding to the nation's weather. I mean, as I was actually tracking my way down here today, I stopped yesterday in Tennessee because if you don't know, I was actually on a trip to Florida. I just got back here to Kentucky. But anyways, like I was telling you, we ended up stopping in eastern Tennessee. We stayed the night there at some hotel. It was a little sketchy, not gonna lie, but we made it out. I made it a lot alive, which I'm definitely thankful for. But anyways, so we ended up going through a lot of the fall foliage. I mean, we went through the eastern side of Tennessee, which if you don't know the terrain, it's pretty mountainous for the most part. I mean, so we did see ourselves a decent amount of, the fall foliage. I mean, it was not really falling that much whenever we went down here on the 1st. I left on the 1st of this month to go to Florida, and I just came back here, started to come back here yesterday, and I just got back home today. So obviously, I've noticed a huge difference in regarding to the fall foliage. I mean, we're seeing tons and tons of changes in the leaves. I've noticed. I mean, I'm actually used to this Florida weather. I mean, I'm used to these 80s and high humidity now, and coming back here to Kentucky where it's like in the 40s and like dry. It's pretty crazy. So, but anyway, so there's a big old shock, a big old difference, from the trip and stuff like that. But I do tell you what, I mean, hey, since I left here, there's been tons of changes over a short period of time. And we are going to be starting to see, I mean, it would not be surprising if we start to see some more snowstorms really start to fire off here. I mean, over the next few months. I mean, this month, being here in October, is known to have some snowfall, have some snowstorms. So be prepared. I mean, obviously the tropics are still kicking off. We do have one storm here. This is, what was this? I forgot the name of this guy. Yeah, like I said, I haven't really been, it's Carl. That's right. It's Tropical Storm Carl here. So we still have a little bit of active tropics. There's another system that we're watching. I'm not really concerned about it. You know, honestly, in regard to the tropics, I mean, there's just a little guy right here, 10% chance of development, which is pretty low. So I'm not worried about the tropics, but I will tell you what, hurricane season will remain in effect here until, I believe, November 30th. So we still have a while to go, a little bit more than a month before hurricane season is over. So obviously still we need to keep an eye here in the tropics. Also, we need to start watching out for possibilities of more and more snowstorms that could start off. They usually start off in the northern portions of the country where it is starting to be breached by a little bit more cooler air from the Canadian dry maritime area. So obviously that is kind of, what we are seeing here. Let's go ahead and see. We got ourselves more questions coming through here. Okay, so you guys are wanting to look at the personal forecast. We'll get to that here in 1 second, guys. Just give me 1 second. I want to go ahead and discuss what's going on here. So we do have a very strong area of low pressure located across portions here of south central Canada. This is actually driving a decent amount of moisture across portions of the Midwest and the portions of the Ohio Valley. Hey, this system's actually wrapping up pretty quickly. I mean, this system is moving quite fast. And like I was saying before, I mean, earlier this morning, we did see ourselves earlier today and yesterday, we did see a little bit of snowfall that actually did commence across portions here of, portions here towards like Minnesota, as well as into portions of Wisconsin. Like I said, earlier this morning, you can actually see, earlier on this afternoon, you can see the time is right here. My cursor is at all that white that you see there pop up towards like Wassaw. That's actually, snow that's been falling across portions of the way here. So, but yeah, we'll get more into that here in a second. Let's go see Caden with a membership. Thank you so much for 3 months. I'm happy that I got my memberships. Well, obviously, Caden, thank you so much. You guys are big. You guys are awesome. You guys are huge supporters. Thank you guys so much. Once again, big shout out goes to Caden, Proxy, as well as Moo. You guys are legends. Thank you so much for all your support. You guys absolutely rock. So, we are starting to see a little bit of precipitation. This is actually not snow that's happening towards like Illinois, although those temperatures are still pretty chilly. Across portions of the way, we're not really seeing any concerns of snowfall across these regions here. However, I do want to talk about the models. I do want to look at the models and see what's going to happen here down in time, because obviously we need an idea of what's expected to happen here in the future projections. So, shifting on over here to the models, this is our NAM 3-kilometer model. This is the latest run that has just now came out here not too long ago. So obviously, the current time is 9 o'clock, so you can see right here around 9 o'clock. For the most part, we have a little bit of stormage going on here across portions of Illinois for the most part. Nothing too extreme is really happening here for the most part right now. But as we track our way down here in time, it looks like we might have another round of snow that could possibly impact portions here of northern Minnesota, maybe in the portions here of Wisconsin. Honestly, I'd even say that possibility that some areas here in the upper state of Michigan on the western side could possibly see maybe some snow. Obviously it's still a little bit too early to tell, but this is kind of showing snow kind of driving down from the southern Canadian area into portions of northern Minnesota, kind of here for tomorrow around the early morning hours. So it's a possibility we could see ourselves, hey, maybe another little bit of snow being possible here. Let's go ahead and see here. Devin, now with the memberships, thank you so much. Category 1 Hurricane for 3 months. Welcome to the Hurricane Club, my friend. Big shout out goes to you as well, Devin. Caden, Proxy, and Moo, you guys are absolute legends. Thank you so much. Saying you are a fantastic forecaster. Well, Devin, thank you so much for your kind words. That goes to everyone out there. Thank you all for being here. You guys absolutely rock here. So, let's go ahead and see here. Hey, Andrew, hope everything went well. Looked like you had a great trip. Absolutely. Nodsex says, can I look at 50250? Is that across Stewart, Iowa? I believe I remember where you're at. But let me go ahead and pull it up. But yeah, so guys, we're going to take a look here at the personal forecast side now. So get your zip codes ready to go. Like I said, if I skip over yours, just simply post it back in the chat. If I take a while, like I said, obviously don't spam it, because if you do, then obviously I would not get to yours because you're spamming. But I'm just saying, if you guys want a personal forecast, just throw down your zip codes here. We'll go ahead and try to get to as many as possible. So first off, we have Not Zach here. 50250. So 50250. This is across portions of Stewart, Iowa. I definitely remember right here towards the Des Moines region. Now, we'll tell you this. Actually, I forgot to mention this now. We are actually seeing a severe weather event that could possibly happen here for tomorrow. So that's actually what we're going to look at here really quickly. We'll also take a look at where the impacted areas does include. So, anyways, here for tomorrow's severe weather event here, we do have ourselves, not any severe weather expected across portions of Stewart, Iowa. We just seen this cold front drive its way through the region here. Obviously, the precipitation is well east of you right now, not Zach. So you're honestly looking relatively dry for the most part. I mean, I was looking at the models earlier. We're not expecting really to see much of anything anymore. I mean, relatively dry conditions. I can say it could be a little bit more cooler because we are indeed into pretty much mid-fall at this point. We've already been in the fall here for almost a month, which is hard to believe. But yeah, so obviously more kind of dry conditions expected for you. But here's tomorrow's concern. We are going to be live for this because obviously we haven't been able to be live for a while. And plus it's a severe weather event. It's going to need to be covered. But anyways, we are seeing ourselves, not one, but two risk areas of severe weather, or I should say 2 levels of severity. That is going to be forecasted for portions here of Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas, portions here of southwestern Tennessee, and northwestern portions of Mississippi. You guys are indeed inside of the risk area. Now, if you're in a dark green, it basically means, hey, you could see a few scattered thunderstorms that could be severe. If you are across the yellow, that is a little bit more clustered together, a little bit more closer, a little bit more of a better chance of seeing severe storms in regarding to things. Now, there is some good news with this. There is no tornado threat as of now. We are not expecting any tornadoes to occur as of right now. And regarding to hail, though, hail will be a big possibility. We are seeing a lot of cold air driving its way down here from the north. Obviously, since we've been in summertime and some hot weather across the country for the last, several months, I mean, we still have all this warm air across the levels of the atmosphere that's still in place. And this colder air is going to be interacting with it. This cold front is going to be firing off some storms here for tomorrow across portions here of the central and southern plains, which obviously is going to have that thermodynamic interaction. A lot of the colder air is driving its way into the warmer air mass that's already above, that's been in place for pretty much the summertime. So obviously that is going to allow for some hail to develop. Obviously lots of instability could be a possibility there. Basically the interaction between your warm and your cold air. So yeah, hail will be a big concern here for tomorrow. Same thing for damaging winds, so we got to watch out for both those threats being around the equal chances. 15% chance of seeing damaging winds and hail across the areas here in yellow, including portions of Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi, and once again, southwestern portions of Tennessee. So that is indeed what we are watching here right now. So we're going to keep it on it. Obviously something we should definitely watch out here for. So obviously here for tomorrow, tomorrow will be on Saturday. So obviously here for Sunday, as we move on down in time, there's no severe weather threat here for Sunday. So obviously it's just tomorrow's threat. Where we do have the possibility of a few severe storms. So tomorrow, you betcha we're going to be live here. I'm not exactly sure what time. We'll give you guys more updates on that here. Just keep an eye on the channel. Obviously we'll be posting updates pretty frequently and stuff like that. But anyways, let's go ahead and see here. Temperatures are supposed to be plunging in Ohio over the next couple of days, says Proxy. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and see here. Megan wants me to look at 84790. Got you covered here, my friend. Like I said, obviously, thank you so much there, Megan, for supporting the channel with the super chats as well as the memberships. You are an absolute legend. Thank you so much. Anyways, let's go ahead and see here. So, Megan, you want me to look here at 84790. So, 84790. This is right across portions of St. George, Utah. Obviously, I kind of remembered where this was located. So let's go ahead and switch on down here across portions of the way. Let's go ahead and see what is ongoing down there. So, first of all, here for today, we do not have any risk here for thunderstorms. Same thing here for tomorrow. There is a little risk of severe storms. I just now noticed there's even another risk here across portions of, obviously Arizona into portions of Southern California. That's another severe weather risk here we got to watch out here for. Obviously, we'll see how this plays out. But anyways, for the most part, we're just going to keep an eye on it. But anyways, for you specifically, you're not included with these areas. We can briefly look at the future radar in regarding to the NAM 3-kilometer model. Like I said, here's just a model to look at what could be possible down in time. Obviously the time is in the top right, basically located right here where my cursor's at. Right there, just above my cursor there. But anyways, so in regarding the things here, obviously you can't take this to be precise. Models are not perfect. They're far from perfect, but it's good for guidance to get an idea of what could happen, okay? Once again, don't trust this to be exactly precise. So, anyways, but we take a look here down in time here, obviously over the next few days. It looks like we have a bit of moisture being pulled up here from the Pacific. You got a little low pressure system tracking its way down here to south of California. It could be wrapping up some moisture on the eastern flank, driving its way up here into the southwest. Honestly, it's possible. I'd even say for like the 16th, we could see ourselves a little bit of rainfall near the region, but for the most part, it's looking relatively dry over the next 1 to 2 days. So you're looking relatively fine for the most part when it comes to that. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and see here. We got ourselves another one. Okay, so like I said, I'm trying to get to as many as possible. I'm trying to keep up with the with the chat as well. So if I skip over yours, don't take that personally. I'm just trying to keep up with the chat here. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look here at Donkey wants me to look at 92028. Got you covered here, my friend. Let's go and take a look at that here right now. So, you wanted me to look at, let's go and see, once again, you want me to look at 92028. So, 92028. This is right here, 92028. This is right here in California. So, kind of the region we were just now looking at. Kind of a similar scenario for you. You obviously could just take off of what we just saw there. Honestly, for the most part, honestly, I'd even say that, rainfall across portions of Southern California does not really look to be, a big possibility here. It's relatively dry for the most part here. Like I said, it's possible we could see a little bit of stormage, maybe a little bit of rain. That could happen towards, like, Arizona, but this is just out of the region of you. It shows a few showers, but once again, like I said, you can't trust these models to be precise because, they're not perfect. They're definitely very, very far from perfect, and obviously they're probably never going to be perfect at all. But that's kind of what we are looking at there right now. So, something I forgot to actually mention here is the temperatures. Obviously, those temperatures have indeed been dropping here quite dramatically. Now, obviously, over the next little bit, once again, this is just an estimate. This is not exactly approximate here. But towards your region, obviously, the more you are towards the coast, obviously, you got yourself some pretty warm temperatures there across the way. Hey, but I tell you what, those nighttime temperatures are definitely starting to rapidly drop across a lot of the regions here, which is definitely quite interesting in regarding the thing. So, we'll just keep it on it. Obviously, the temperatures across the nation is definitely cooling down for the most part. We'll get more into that here in a moment. So, anyways, next up we have ourselves SD Gaming wanted me to look here at 90706. Alright, let's go and take a look here across the way. What's up, SD? Hope you're doing alright. Glad to have you here. So, let's see. So, 706. Right across portions of California. Did we just look at that? I feel like we looked at areas near that. Well, anyways, so SD, same thing for you, my friend, for the most part here. So, obviously, just take what we just said there a second ago. Moving on now, here we have ourselves, Steven wants me to look at 19057. Please and thank you. Absolutely, no problem. That's what we're here for, obviously, to give you guys, the information that is much, much needed here. So 19057, right here across portions of Pennsylvania, right here actually towards, this is literally on the border near Trenton, New Jersey. So, anyways, let's go and move on back here to the main screen, my friends. Taking a look here towards the region where you are at. Like I was saying, you're kind of located right around in here for the most part. So, anyways, regarding to the overall, the overall severe weather spectrum, I mean, there's no storms even expected across the way. I mean, you're looking relatively fine. Here for Monday, there's a little bit of stormage possible across portions of the Mid-Atlantic, but you're just relatively just north of all that action. So for the most part, I think you're relatively okay. Now, in regarding to precipitation over the next 72 hours, or basically over the next 3 days or so, here is the idea. So let's go move on back here to the main screen here. So, as you can see, I mean, obviously this is an estimate. Obviously, this is kind of the forecast, based off of, professional opinions, based off of model guidance, all kinds of factors here. We are seeing the possibility of maybe just around 1 to 2/10 of an inch over the next 3 days. I mean, honestly, really not looking too much like anything crazy. Once again, a lot of the country is actually moving into a pretty dry, relatively dry conditions here for the most part. So in regarding to that, you're looking relatively fine. We're going to zoom back in here to the models because I do want to actually look at those across the way as well. Since you are across portions of the northeast, I mean, obviously with this cold front moving through it, you can guarantee to expect those temperatures to actually drop here. So, and that's actually just what they are doing here. Look at this here for the 16th, the morning of the 16th. So in this case, obviously today is the 14th, which is Friday, 15th, which is Saturday. So this is for early Sunday. So kind of taking a look at this. Hey, we're talking those temperatures here around the mid-40s being possible here. Obviously retracting back up there into the afternoon where the daylight heating does occur. We get some warmer temperatures bowling in here. Hey, we're talking possibilities of, maybe the lower 60s, maybe the upper 50s being possible. Once again, as we move down in time here, towards the nighttime, we are seeing those temperatures once again drop back down into the 40s and 50s. So, let's go ahead and see here. Megan with another super chat. Thank you so much. Guys, give Megan a big thumbs up for that. It's greatly appreciated. Megan, big thank you. You did not have to do that. You are seriously very greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Seriously. Let's go ahead and see here. So, but that is kind of what is going on there for the most part. Let's go and see here. About 10 minutes west of Trenton, about 30 minutes. Philly goes, or go Phils. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I got you covered there. So, like I said, obviously, relatively, for the most part, hey, those temperatures are going to be, definitely plummeting here for the most part. We looked, honestly, not really much precipitation is expected across the way here. Hey, honestly, we're looking relatively fine for the most part across your area. So, moving on now, we're going to go and take a look here at the next one. Let's go see. Like I said, I'm trying to keep up with the chat here, too. So, obviously, we're going to be the latest comments here. Next up, we have Devin wanting me to look here at 59012. Is that Montana? Is that Billings, Montana, where you are from? Hey, obviously I can never be too certain. So let's go and see here. So 5, let's go take a look at this here really quickly. You wanted me to look at 59102. Once again, yep. There we go. That's Billings, Montana. Okay, so here's the thing. Tracking our way down here far to the west, for the most part. Hey, according to radar view, there's a little bit of shower action happening relatively just to your north. Here for the most part. For today, there's no threat of any thunderstorm activity here. Same thing for tomorrow and the following days. So for the next 3 days, there's no thunderstorm activity. And honestly, for the most part, I think a lot of your thunderstorm action is relatively done for the most part for this year. Hey, but you'd be surprised of, some of these pop-up events you could see, just have some thunderstorms. But for the most part, honestly, I think it's relatively done for the most part there. However, in regarding to the rain, I mean, like I said, we are seeing ourselves a little bit of rainfall that's actually kind of occurring across the way. According to the overall outlook here, the overall gist of things, it's kind of looking like, honestly, relatively dry for the most part. Kind of the same thing, maybe even less than a 1/10 of an inch of rainfall being possible. Hey, this is seriously nothing really too extreme. This is honestly kind of relatively low there. So, let's go and see here. Hype became a Category 1 hurricane for the next 2 months. Big thank you. Seriously, big shout out goes to you guys today. Thank you so much. Hype, big shout out goes to you. Thank you so much for that. Big thank you. Welcome to the Category 1 Club saying, hey everyone, what's up? Hype, hope you're doing alright, my man. Thank you so much once again. Let's go ahead and see here. So, Steven says, thanks, bud. Have a good night, everyone. See you for the next one. Absolutely, Steven. Well, you're very welcome. Glad to have you here. Thank you for spending some time with us today. Hope you have a wonderful day. Let's go and see, or rest of your night, I should say. Let's go and see here. How about 49445? Got you covered here, my friend. Let's go and take a look here across the way. Let's go ahead and take a look here across the region. So we look here at 49445. So 49445. This is right across portions of This is actually right here towards Michigan on the far western side. Kind of a little bit hard to pronounce some of these areas. I'm not going to lie with you. But I tell you what, you are in store for some rainfall because you actually are currently getting some here right now. You're relatively very close to Grand Rapids, I'm noticing. You're literally like right here next to Grand Rapids. This is where you are at. Let's see, Muskegon. I'm just throwing a wild guess out there. But anyways, regardless, it looks like you are seeing obviously some rainfall. Obviously that moisture is being wrapped its way up here. The cold front's moving through, obviously delivering some, more chilly air across portions of, towards the Midwest region and portions of the upper Midwest. But for you specifically, it looks like a jet of moisture is moving through the region, probably going to continue for the next little bit. Regarding the accumulations of what you could possibly see here, once again, here's a forecast. Hey, it's possible you could see at max, maybe up to near an inch of rainfall being possible. Like I was saying, it definitely does appear that we are seeing, a jet of moisture moving its way towards the region here as of right now. Which, honestly, it's really not too bad. Honestly, looking relatively good there. So that could be good for the rain. But anyways, regarding things, here for the next few days, between today, tomorrow, and the following days, basically from today until Monday, we're not expecting any thunderstorms near the area. Hey, I tell you what, once this cold front moves through, usually what happens is it basically allows for stable air. Basically just, non-crazy air, basically non-crazy air mass to move its way into the region, which basically allows for the conditions to become stable, which allows them for basically the limitation of thunderstorms and all kinds of stuff like that. So honestly, once this line moves through, it's honestly looking like it's going to be relatively dry for the most part. But that's kind of what's going on there towards you, my friend. Hopefully that helped out you a little bit. Let's go ahead and see here. Red Cap wants me to look at 02368. Got you covered here, my friend. Thanks. So, once again, thank you guys so much for being here. You guys absolutely rock. Let's go ahead and see here. So I wanted to look here at Red Cap saying 02368. So 02368. It's right across portions of Massachusetts, right here just towards Randolph. This is south here of Boston. Okay, so you got yourself quite the look here. So we're going to go ahead and move on over here, guys, towards the region. Once again, this is right here in Massachusetts, right here towards the way. So, for the most part, as of right now, there's a little bit of moisture here just off the coast here in the Atlantic. Driving up to the north, obviously creating a little bit of rain for portions of Maine, but that does not have anything to do with you for the most part, looking relatively clear. Hey, over the next few days, there is no thunderstorms expected across the region. You're looking relatively fine for the most part. If we take a look here across the region in regarding to precipitation and all kinds of stuff like that, hey, it's honestly, like I said, obviously, it's looking like it's going to be relatively dry for the most part. Maybe at most up to 1/10 of an inch being possible, which is hardly any rainfall at all. So nothing crazy is expected across the region. You're looking relatively fine here. I tell you what we can look at, like I was talking about those temperatures, especially as this cold front, you can see right there, this big old wall of those chilly air, or of that chilly air, will be tracking its way here to the east. And once it does approach you, especially at night times, you are going to be feeling the temperatures drop down into the 50s and 40s. Definitely is very, very cool, and more of that fall-like conditions is going to be expected across those regions over the next 3 days. So that's something to watch out here for. Once this precipitation moves through, if you even call it precipitation, it's such in small quantities. If you get anything at this point, I'd even say, hey, honestly, it's going to be relatively dry for the most part once the system moves through. Because once again, like I said, obviously basically, like I said, the stability kicks in. Stable air kicks in, obviously preventing more of those events from happening anytime relatively soon, especially in regard to thunderstorms. Anyways, let's go ahead and see here. We got ourselves some more. More questions coming on through here. So that was for you. Let's go ahead and see. Galaxy wants me to look at 63124. Got you covered here, my friend. Let's go and take a look here at 63124. So 63124. This is right across portions of St. Louis, Missouri. Got you covered here, my friend. So here's what we are talking about. So across the way, we just now seen that cold front, or currently is. I should probably switch the scene so you guys can see. But anyways, we are currently seeing that cold front pretty much pushing through the region here relatively right now. We did get a little bit of rainfall, but I think for the most part the rain is relatively over in regarding the sense. Honestly, I'd even say that for the next few days, the rain is going to be, quite slim, if anything, even at all. Now, here's the thing. If you take a look here across portions of the way from the model's perspective, once again, you cannot take this to be precise, but, you know, those temperatures are actually going to get pretty daggone chilly here, especially for, like, tomorrow night. We're talking those temperatures here. Tomorrow morning, we're talking those temperatures here, possibly in the mid-40s here for the region. Definitely is going to be quite cold. I mean, once again, diving down into the 50s for the following night, and so on. So we are seeing those temperatures, more of that fall-like conditions. We are seeing that, you know, very, very strong cold front, really battering its way down across portions of the Midwest, which, you know, definitely is going to be driving, you know, some cooler temperatures. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and see here. Next up, we have ourselves Proxy saying anything for Cleveland, parts of east and northeast of Ohio. Got you covered here, my friend. Once again, Proxy, thank you so much for all that you've done. Greatly appreciated. So here's the thing. For you, over the next few days, as I am scrolling through the convective outlooks here, we're not looking for any thunderstorm potential for the most part. I mean, you're looking relatively fine. I will tell you this, though. This cold front will eventually pass you. It would probably pass you around tomorrow. We'll look at the models here in 1 second. But anyways, watch out for that here towards the Cleveland area here. Obviously, the colder temperatures is going to be persistent, is going to be a thing here as this cold front does move its way towards the region. Now, and regarding to the precipitation, you know, you could see possibly maybe a little bit of precipitation. You're kind of right there on that gradient line, that very, very sharp level of seeing a lot of rain or a decent amount of rain. I wouldn't say a lot, but seeing a decent amount of rainfall or seeing not much at all. And I'm going to go show you right now. So, Cleveland, like I said, you're on a very, very sharp gradient line. The more you go north, the more potential you have of seeing more rainfall. So, regardless, even at its worst, it's not even breaking near an inch. At most, it's breaking just under half an inch of rainfall at the far most northern tip here. So, honestly, rainfall, nothing too crazy. Probably not going to see much of anything, if anything at all. But regardless, though, like I said, just because you're not getting those, just because you're not getting that much rainfall does not mean that you're not going to be getting any of these temperatures to drop. I mean, that's definitely kind of a for sure thing here across portions of Ohio. Obviously across a lot of the regions here. So once again, cold front moves through. You can see those temperatures actually breaking down the freezing across portions of Iowa into portions of Minnesota, Wisconsin. Those areas in blue does show the freezing temperatures being expected. But that's not really expected for you for the most part. I mean, honestly, here for tonight, we're kind of talking those temperatures here, maybe even into the upper 40s being possible here. Even cooler for tomorrow night instead. So definitely something we got to really, really watch out here for. I mean, across a lot of the ways here, those temperatures are definitely driving pretty chilly across portions of the way here from the 40s and 30s across a lot of these grounds, which is definitely pretty fall-like temperatures, if you do ask me for so. But anyways, but that is kind of what we are talking about. Let's go and see here. Thank you, sweetheart. You look like my son. Best wishes and God bless. Well, you're very, very welcome. So that's what I'm here for, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. Let's go and see here. Fourth time asking, and I understand why, but 55901. Got you covered here, my friend. Let's go and take a look here across the way. I do want to go ahead and take a look at this here, so let's go and see. So sorry that it took me a little bit. Like I said, obviously I'm trying to keep up with everyone, but it's just trying to keep up with the latest in chat as well. Anyway, so 55901. So 55901 across portions here of Minnesota, across the way. This is in southeastern Minnesota. So here's the thing. For the most part, we're going to switch on back here to my main screen. For the most part, you've already seen a lot of your precipitation here, and regarding to what you could expect, if any more precipitation, is honestly really nothing. If we take a look here at the forecast, you can actually see that we're not really expecting much of anything. This is basically a mixture between the models, for the most part, as well as the official forecast. So for the most part, we're looking relatively dry for the most part. But I will tell you, once again, for you as well, those temperatures are going to be plummeting. Quite cold, and it does actually look like here for tonight, we could see those temperatures actually down in the freezing levels, possibly even down into the mid to upper 20s. Definitely does look to be a possibility. So watch out for those freezing temperatures, not just for tonight, but also look out for like the 17th, the night of the 17th, or the morning of the 17th, I should say. The night of the 16th. So definitely is something we got to watch out here for, is those freezing temperatures. Hey, if you have any sensitive crops out there, I mean, please cover them up, get them ready for these conditions. I mean, hey, this is now moving into that freezing territory, and honestly, it would not be surprising if eventually here later on this month this really dives more to the south. So obviously, Something we've got to really, really watch out here for, so for the most part. So, that's what we're talking about for you, my friend. Once again, the cold front's already driven through you for the most part. And regarding to more precipitation, it's looking relatively dry. You can see the system right now, a lot of its precipitation is just located across, at the moment, across portions of Illinois into Indiana and portions of, obviously Michigan here. That's kind of where the most of the precipitation's at right now. But for the most part, we're looking relatively fine across your way. Let's go ahead and see here. Blondie wants me to look at 12303. Got you covered here, my friend. Let's go and take a look here at 12303. So let's go and see 12303 across portions here of New York towards the Albany region, right here towards east central New York. Got you covered here, my friend. So here's the thing. No severe storms, no thunderstorms is in the forecast for you over the next 3 days. Looking relatively fine for the most part. Right now, you can see there's really not much of anything happening. Although, over the next little bit, in regarding to rainfall, it's possible. We could actually see a little bit of rainfall being possible towards the Albany region, maybe up to 0.2 of an inch being possible with some of the rainfall that could be projected down the line with this cold front moving through. Once again, those temperatures are going to be dropping here quite chilly, as we were discussing here across the way. I mean, we are talking these temperatures here to possibly drop into well into the 40s and possibly even maybe into the 30s. I didn't mean to do all that, but possibly even down and into near the 30s eventually. I mean, right now we're kind of talking, you can see right there, here for the night or the morning of the 16th, at the coldest point of the day. We are seeing those temperatures here in the lower 40s, maybe even into the upper 30s could be possible. So watch out for that. Definitely something we need to definitely watch out here for. So, let's go ahead and see. So that's for you, my friend. Let's go and see. Flareless wants me to look at 62650. Got you covered here, my friend. Let's go and take a look here at 62650. So 62650. We're across portions here of Illinois. So here's the thing. For the most part, you're right here in Jacksonville, Illinois. If we take a look here back at my main screen, for the most part, Jacksonville, you are actually relatively, let's see, you're just right here towards the way. I'm trying to figure out where all of this is located. Okay, you're just north of St. Louis, obviously, so Jacksonville is right here. So, here's the thing. It looks like the rain is relatively pulling away from you. So, what you got now is probably what you're going to end up with for the most part. Honestly, not really expecting too much rain regardless. I mean, this is a pretty fast-moving system here. You can see, just how fast over the last few hours this system's been moving. I mean, this thing's been screaming here. So, obviously, like I said, the more slower storms move, obviously the more that they are positioned over a specific area, allowing for more accumulation to occur. But since the system is moving so daggone quickly, this is going to actually allow for, the rainfall to be quite light for the most part. So looking relatively fine. Once again, for you, expect those temperatures to really dive down into the 30s and 40s over the next few nights. Definitely is getting pretty chilly for the most part. Anyways, let's go and see here. Cherry Blossom wants me to look at 79070. Got you covered here, my friend. Like I said, guys, thank you all so much for being here. So let's go and take a look at it. So you want me to look here at 79070. Got you covered here. So this is for portions of Texas, right here on the northernmost panhandle of Texas. Okay, so we got to look at the weather here, because honestly, it's looking like you might have the potential. I'm honest, we got to watch out for this. Of the possibility of maybe some storms. Okay, so here's the deal. For tomorrow, that cold front is going to be moving across your region. Now, here's the thing. You are specifically not in any... Let me double check on this. You're right here towards Perryton. Okay, so you're right in here. So you are not under any form of severe thunderstorm threat, although you do see that you are in a light green area. That does show the possibility of a few isolated storms, basically meaning a few rumbles of thunder due to, some of the shower action we could expect here tomorrow. Could be possible. So watch out for a few thunderstorms. I'd say it's a pretty low chance for the most part, but I do tell you what, the more you go down to the south, the more of that severe weather threat does become a thing. But like I said, these convective outlooks are not perfect. Is it possible that one of these potential severe storms could go north towards your region? Absolutely. It's still definitely possible. So, nothing set in stone yet. Watch out for just the normal thunderstorms tomorrow being possible. But honestly, I'd say there's a rare chance you could see maybe an isolated severe storm nearby. So just keep an eye on the local forecast. We'll keep you guys updated. Like I said, tomorrow we are going to be going live for this system here. So definitely got to watch out for it. Anyways, but that's what's going on there for you. I will mention, though, the temperatures, like I said, obviously, once again, with these models, you cannot trust them to be exact. You cannot trust them to be, perfect, because they're not. They're very, very far from it. But here's an idea of the temperatures that we could see over the next few nights. Obviously, we're going to see some pretty warm temperatures tomorrow because of that, that warm front moving through. Obviously, what happens during these systems is you have a lot of warm air being drawn up from the Gulf of Mexico, humid, and obviously warm air moving through, fueling the system. But that's not going to last for too long. We're talking those temperatures here across the way, maybe into the lower to mid 80s, and I'd say even upper 70s also possible. But you see there, see these big old bubbles that pop up there? That's actually due to the cooler air that the thunderstorms are bringing down. Regardless, though, cold front will move through tomorrow, obviously driving those temperatures here at nighttime down into the 50s eventually over the next few days. So obviously, every single night that passes for the next 3 or so days, expect those temperatures to really actually start to drop quite significantly. Because like I said, the fall temperatures are definitely starting to appear across a lot of these regions here from the system. So it is pretty crazy. It definitely is something we got to really watch out here for. So that's what's going on there for you, my friend. Let's go ahead and see here. So that what's going on there. Let's see, my man Evan's here. What's up, Evan? Hope you're doing all right. Wanted me to look at 35747. Got you covered here, my friend. Once again, Evan, thank you so much for being here. You absolutely rock, my friend. Let's go and see here. So 35747. So 35747 right here across portions of Grant, Alabama. This is right here towards Huntsville, just southeast of Huntsville for the most part. Okay, so moving on back here, we'll see here. Trip Code has become a tropical stormer. Thank you so much for joining it. Obviously, congratulations and welcome to the Tropical Storm team. Big thank you, Trip. Thank you so much for that. Anyways, but Evan, we are seeing here for tomorrow. Okay, so you're just relatively just outside. You are very close to the actual generalized thunderstorm risk here. So I think you know what that means. So just look out for a few showers, maybe a few isolated storms could happen, but honestly, I'd say you have a better chance of not seeing them than actually seeing them. But anyways, regardless though, watch out for it. And regarding to the precipitation across the way over the next 3 days, kind of based off of the forecasts and such, relatively dry for the most part. I mean, you can look at it for yourself. Here's the Pivotal Weather's forecast in regarding to model outputs and all kinds of fun stuff like that. Over the next 72 hours, we're talking a potential of really not much of anything happening. So, like I said, it's a pretty low chance for you seeing anything like that for tomorrow. So just keep an eye out for it, but honestly, I don't have my high hopes for it. Although, the temperatures, though, I mean, like I said, in regarding to the region, it's going to take a little bit of time for that cold front to reach its way down the region. But for the most part, though, I mean, obviously, over the next few days, relatively the same for the most part, but eventually this will, if we take this into an extended range here, eventually we take you towards, like, the GFS, you're going to see how this cold front eventually will. Don't trust this, by the way, to be precise. This is GFS pulling GFS things. But anyways, regardless though, yeah, those temperatures are going to possibly be cooling down the southeast as well, more for like the 18th and stuff like that. So just keep an eye out for that. But anyways, that's what's going on there. That is indeed what we are looking at. But once again, thank you all so much for supporting the channel. You guys absolutely rock. Let's go and see here. So, Cherry Blossom says, thank you, Andrew. You are very welcome. Let's go ahead and see here. Evan says, yeah, no problem, and thanks. I think I already read that, but you're very welcome, my friend. Let's see here. So Hype wants me to look at 08026. Got you covered here. So let's take a look here across the way. Let me go ahead and pull up the region here. So let's go ahead and take a look. So you wanted me to look here at 08026. So 08026 cross portions here of New Jersey. Hey, we just looked at a relatively similar area here, not too long. So here's the good news. No thunderstorm activity is expected across the region here. You're relatively close to Trenton, New Jersey, a little bit to the south. But anyways, we're looking relatively fine for the most part. And regarding to precipitation, basically expected rainfall, you could potentially see maybe at max up to 1/10 of an inch. Really not much rainfall is projected across the way. You're looking relatively dry for the most part. But you will be feeling those temperatures. Definitely driving down into the 50s here every single night for the most part. So obviously here for the next few nights, it's going to be, probably around the 50s and so. But once that cold front moves through, those temperatures are probably going to be driving down even cooler. So watch out for that. Anyways, but that is what is going on there. That is what we are seeing here for the most part. Let's go ahead and see here. Purple Plays wants me to look at 21122. That is a really easy zip code to remember. But anyways, let's go and see here. So he wanted me to look here once again at the easy zip code of 21122. So 21122. Across portions here of Maryland. Honestly, you're right here towards the Baltimore region. So here's the thing. So over the next few days, we do actually have a thunderstorm risk here for Monday, being here on day 3. So there is a thunderstorm risk here just south of you for Monday. Now, could this shift a little more to the north? It's possible. This is still not solid, but keep an eye here on the weather here. Now, in regarding to precipitation accumulation over the next little bit, I mean, it does look like we are going to possibly see maybe a little bit of rainfall across the way. I'd say anywhere from 1 to 2/10 of an inch being possible. Once again, really not much rainfall, but still, I mean, that's kind of what we're talking about. That's kind of the forecast in regarding the things. So watch out for that. Once again, like I was saying here for the most part, we are going to be seeing, as this cold front that's moving its way towards the region, this is going to be driving those temperatures here quite cold. And actually something we're going to do here really quickly is looking at those temperatures nearby. So here for tonight, temperatures here towards the region, maybe possibly into the mid-40s to lower 50s here. Here for tomorrow night, temperatures here a little bit more warmer, but look at this. For day 3, obviously Monday night here. Look at this. Monday night, we're talking these temperatures possibly into the upper 30s, lower 40s. Definitely quite the change from the previous night before of minimums in the 50s. So, quite the drop. Definitely is quite the drop there. So, that's kind of what's expected there for you, my friend. Like I said, really not much rainfall, but you will be feeling those temperature differentials, especially at nighttime. I will mention this. These temperatures are going to be felt at nighttime, at the coolest time. The coolest time of the day is around 7 to 8 o'clock, a.m. here. So that's kind of what we are talking about. Anyways, but that is indeed what we are looking at there. Let's go ahead and see here. Hi, Andrew. How am I doing? Are we going to have any severe storms for Kansas City metro area this week? No. Honestly, okay, so like I said, there is actually a risk for thunderstorms tomorrow, severe thunderstorms. But Kansas City is just well to the north of the risk area. We are going to be live here tomorrow to cover this. Anywhere across the dark green and yellow, that is a severe weather risk here. So obviously, the more yellow means better chance of seeing severe storms, maybe a little bit more severity with these storms as well, kind of more clumped and clustered together. Or the green kind of shows more isolated, kind of scattered out severe storms being possible. So for the most part, the better chance you do have of severe weather is across the yellow. But still, regardless, it's a possibility we could see a few storms, possibly severe, across the dark green and the yellow for tomorrow. The light green is just saying a few thunderstorms are possible, but nothing severe is expected out of them. There is good news, though. Once again, tornadoes is not a concern here. Hail is actually a concern. We have a 15% chance here of seeing some hail. Damaging winds will also be a concern here as well, so watch out for that. So we are going to be live here. I'm not exactly sure what time. It just depends on what time these storms fire off here. And honestly, a thing we could probably do really quickly is let's take a look here at some of these models and get a rough idea of what time these storms could fire off here. So anyways, let's see here. So obviously tomorrow we are expecting these storms to fire off across portions like Oklahoma and surrounding areas. There we go. So kind of showing maybe around 5 o'clock according to the NAM 3-kilometer model. But that's one model. You can't trust that to be precise. HRRR kind of showing these happening a lot later, kind of around 8 o'clock. So first one showed 5. This one's kind of showing 8. So honestly, anywhere from 5 to 8 as of now. It really depends on what happens here. Let's try the FV3 model. A little bit old, but it kind of shows around 5 as well. So I'd say we're going to shoot for 5. If they hold off a little bit, then we'll probably push it back. But right now, shoot for 5 p.m. Eastern. Okay, that's kind of the idea, but that could still change here. So, but anyways, that's what's expected tomorrow in regarding to a severe weather land. Let's see here. Mark Perry wants me to look at 59718. Got you covered here, my friend. Let's go and take a look here at 59718. And we'll see what's going on here across the way. So once again, 59718, 59718. Right here across portions of Montana. This is on the other side of Montana. We actually covered Billings for my friend Devin here just a little bit ago. Anyways, for you, though, for the most part, honestly, you're looking relatively dry from the place that you're located in. You can see the radar view. There's a little bit of moisture being drawn down to the southeast. More across the central eastern side, but for the most part here towards like Bozeman, kind of towards where you are at for the most part, which is right here, dry, not expecting any rainfall over the next 3 days, looking relatively fine for the most part. Though, I will tell you though, and regarding these temperatures across portions of the way, we do have an idea of what those could actually be. So, here we go. So here for tonight, we are actually seeing the possibility of those temperatures maybe getting down into the upper upper 30s being possible. Tomorrow night into around the freezing point being possible. And then Monday night, we're seeing those temperatures here back up into the upper 30s. So that's kind of what we are expecting in regard to the personal forecasts, in regard to the forecast here of those expected temperatures. So that's kind of indeed what we are actively seeing here. So that's what we're looking at. Honestly, looking relatively chilly for the most part, but nothing that you guys are definitely not used to, because you guys can definitely get quite the brutal conditions during the winter times. I mean, seriously, it can get pretty crazy. Anyways, but that's kind of what we are looking at there. But anyways, my friends, like I said, that's kind of what we're talking about. Hopefully that helped you guys out as much as possible here for today. Once again, like I said, obviously we are watching out for this severe weather event here for tomorrow. We're going to be live somewhere around 5, roughly. We'll see how that goes here. Let's go and see. Devis has got to go, everyone. Okay, so yeah, we're going to be heading off here relatively soon. I do see Trip here wants me to look at 15222. Got you covered here, Trip. Once again, thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel. Big shout out goes to you. Anyway, so 15222. So 15222. This is right here across portions of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on the far southwestern side. Got you covered here, my friend. So, regarding the overall thunderstorm potential across the way, I mean, you're at no risk for thunderstorms at all. I will tell you, though, we are seeing the possibility of obviously maybe some rainfall being possible across the way. So let's go ahead and move on over here to the expected rainfall over the next 3 days. So towards the region, like I said, obviously towards the, towards like the Pittsburgh area, we are seeing, I mean, honestly, it kind of, the more I'm looking at it, looks like more to the north is where the heaviest rainfall is expected. Really not even that crazy. Pittsburgh looking mostly dry for the most part, so honestly looking relatively dry for the most part, not too worried about it. And regarding to the temperatures, though, obviously that's something you are going to feel. If you don't have the rain, you are going to feel these, though. So, here for tonight, we're talking mid-40s being expected across the way. Obviously here for tomorrow night, we're talking those temperatures here in the upper 30s. Monday night, talking into the mid-30s. So obviously over the next 3 days, we're just seeing a continuous drop in temperatures. I mean, honestly, because like I said, the cold front moving through obviously is going to be driving, obviously going to be driving a lot more cooler air behind, a lot more dry and cool air. Definitely. So let's see here. Bryson says, nice shades, bro. Thank you so much, man. Greatly appreciate it. Kenneth says, hey, Andrew, hope you had a good or a fun vacation. I sure did. I had a really good time. Absolutely. But anyways, so that's what's going on for you, Trip. But you know what, my friends? Like I said, we've been live here for almost an hour, so we're going to be cutting off here relatively soon. I just want to go ahead and say, y'all, thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys for being a part of this. You guys absolutely rock. Once again, big shout out goes to you guys for supporting the channel. We're going to do a little bit of a shout out for you guys who has supported us today. Anyway, so we have ourselves, obviously, Megan. Thank you so much, Megan. Proxy, you as well. Thank you so much for that. Devin, you as well. Caden, you guys absolutely rock here. Let's go ahead and see also Hype and Trip. You guys, thank you so much for all of your guys' support. Greatly appreciated. You guys absolutely rock. Yeah, I had to go over the list because you guys were quite generous today. Big thank you goes to y'all. I'm glad to be back here. I missed you guys. I really did. I truly did miss you guys, and I missed doing these live streams with you guys. And I miss not just forecasting for you, but just hanging out as well. I mean, it's honestly just good old time just hanging out, too. So, honestly, like I said, we're going to be doing a lot of that tomorrow. We're going to be hanging out tomorrow for, the severe weather event we are expecting. Once again, tomorrow we are expecting severe storms, no tornadoes, which is good, but we are seeing the possibility of maybe... like I said, obviously, maybe, obviously damaging winds and hail being possible across the dark green and especially the yellow shaded color. So that's kind of what we're talking about here for the most part. But anyways, that is kind of what we are seeing here. Galaxy says, see you, Andrew. Well, obviously, see you later, Galaxy. Thank you so much for joining us. Big shout out goes to you. Proxy says, Andrew, you rock. No, you, Proxy. Seriously, big thank you goes to you. If you don't know, guys, Proxy is our huge supporter. First of all, in the beginning, Proxy donated $100 to the stream, which is very generous. A big thank you goes to that. And on top of that, Proxy has, gifted memberships once again. So, obviously, thanks is an understatement. I mean, thanks is the least I could say to Proxy. So, like I said, if you guys haven't already, tell Proxy thank you for all this kind support. I mean, if it wasn't for Proxy, honestly, we would not be as far as we are right now. Because Proxy has seriously... helped out the channel in many ways over the last month or so at this point. So once again, big thank you goes to you. But anyways, let's see here. Bryson, okay, Bryson, you're going to be the last one on the personal forecast. Wanted me to look at 77419. Got you covered here, my friend. This is going to be the last one here for tonight, my friends. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you give a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you are new. We usually do these personal forecasts here every single week. We do them like 3 times a week, 2 of them for members only, and 1 of them for everybody. Anyway, so for the next one we're looking at here, for the last place we're looking at, this is Blessing, Texas here. This is across portions of the way, right here towards the coastline. So let's go ahead and move on down here across portions of the way, directly just right here south of Houston for the most part. But anyways, let's go and see. So you're kind of located right around in these regions here. So earlier today, we did have a little bit of thunderstorm activity kicking off here for the most part, but honestly, now at this point, they're well diminished. They're kind of just, dissipated at this point here. I will tell you, though, Monday, there is actually a thunderstorm risk. Not a severe thunderstorm risk. This is just normal thunderstorms being possible here for Monday. So watch out for that. Definitely possible. But for the most part, you're looking relatively okay. Over the next little bit in regarding to precipitation, basically regarding to expected rainfall in the next 3 days across your region, you, my friend, are looking kind of around the possibility of maybe up to 3/10 to maybe a half of an inch of rainfall over the next 3 days being possible. So once again, kind of watch out, especially for Monday, where those thunderstorms could be possible. So, and then the last thing for you, my friend, in regarding the temperatures here for tonight, we're kind of talking those temperatures here into the upper 60s, lower 70s here. Tomorrow night, once again, kind of the same thing for the most part, really over the next little bit. Here for Monday night, though, we're kind of talking those temperatures here a little bit more cooler, into maybe the upper 50s, possibly the lower 60s. All right, my friends, that's going to wrap it up here for today. Once again, big shout out goes to all of you all. Thank you guys so much for being here. Greatly appreciate it. Once again, like I said, this is actually the first, snow event that happened this year across portions of these regions. Like I said, this is our first snow system this year. We did have a little bit of snow that did fall across portions of Minnesota and Wisconsin from the system. So, hey, we got ourselves a little bit of snowfall that did actually kick off there. But anyways, my friends, once again, big thank you to all of our supporters. You guys absolutely rock. I hope to see you guys here for tomorrow. Remember to set you guys' alarms here for around 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, which will be 4 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Mountain, and 2 o'clock Pacific. If you guys would like to join us on the severe weather coverage. Like I said, 5 o'clock is an estimated time. It could be a little bit later. It could be a little bit earlier. Depends on when Mother Nature wants to throw its nasty storms off. And obviously, once that happens, then we're going to be going live for you guys. But anyways, my friends, thank you once again for all being here. You guys absolutely rock. Take care, you all. And we'll catch you guys here for tomorrow. Peace out, you guys. See you then.
Intercoastal waters light chop. A slight chance of showers in the morning. A slight chance of thunderstorms. A chance of showers in the afternoon. Tuesday night, west-northwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 1 to 2 feet. Intercoastal waters a light chop. A chance of showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Wednesday and Wednesday night, north-northeast winds 10 to 15 knots with gusts to around 20 knots. Seas 2 to 4 feet, occasionally to 5 feet. Intercoastal waters light chop. A chance of showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms. The marine forecast for the following marine location, Biscayne Bay. Issued at 4:01 p.m. Tonight, northeast winds 5 to 10 knots. Bay waters a light chop. A chance of showers and thunderstorms. Saturday, northeast winds 10 to 15 knots. Bay waters a moderate chop. A chance of showers in the morning. A chance of thunderstorms. Showers likely in the afternoon. Saturday night, northeast winds around 15 knots with gusts to around 20 knots. Bay waters a moderate chop. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the evening. Sunday, east-northeast winds around 15 knots with gusts to around 20 knots. Bay waters a moderate chop. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Sunday night, east-northeast winds 10 to 15 knots. Bay waters a moderate chop. Monday, east winds 5 to 10 knots. Bay waters a light chop. Monday night, southeast winds 5 to 10 knots becoming south-southwest after midnight. Bay waters a light chop. Tuesday, west-southwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Bay waters a light chop. A slight chance of showers in the morning. A slight chance of thunderstorms, a chance of showers in the afternoon. Tuesday night, west-northwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Bay waters a light chop. A chance of showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Wednesday and Wednesday night, north winds 10 to 15 knots. Bay waters a moderate chop. A chance of showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms. The tropical weather outlook. Issued at 7:24 p.m. For the North Atlantic, Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico, active systems, the National Hurricane Center is issuing advisories on Tropical Storm Carl, located over the Bay of Campeche. Eastern tropical Atlantic, a tropical wave is producing a large area of cloudiness and showers several hundred miles southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands, but that activity is not showing any signs of organization. Upper-level winds are expected to increase over the system during the weekend, therefore significant development is not anticipated while the wave moves westward or west-northwestward at about 10 miles an hour. Formation chance through 48 hours, low, 10%. Formation chance through 5 days, low, 10%. This is the voice of the National Weather Service, NOAA Weather Radio, station KHP 34, broadcasting on a frequency of 162.55 MHz, serving southeast